We're very excited for having a collaborative art show between Miss Jasmine, who teaches the lower primary art classes, and then me, of course, who teaches the upper primary art classes. It's been amazing because we purposely didn't put the art according to levels and grade and classes, and we purposely mixed them up and put them in different parts of the hallway. The variety and the diversity of the artwork is really great. It has added a lot of colors, and also parents and visitors can see all the things that the students are learning at the school through PYP. Because we're at an IB school and we work under IB framework, we have 4 units of inquiry. 3 of them in art class are standalone. So basically we focus on visual arts. And then 1 is a collaborative project and unit where we work with the homeroom teachers of the grade. So this one particularly, for example, is a collaborative work. P5 students have made this in collaboration with middle school students. Their central idea was about media and how we have responsibilities and we need to know how it works. And so this is about spreading rumors and how words can change through communication with other people. So how we need to be careful, we need to double check for accuracy and not just listen and believe to everything that we hear from other people. I think it was a very successful project and they had a lot of fun. And at the same time, we use Ontario standards. So we apply that to our IB framework and central ideas to assess students' understanding and performance in visual arts. In addition to IB framework and Ontario standard, I also like to introduce art movements to my students. I usually go through the history of art, and this year movement was Romanticism. So I talk to my students about how Romanticism was created really after the Industrial Revolution, and how people had to work in factories and children had to work and how they got hurt and as a result of working in factory, but then how much they missed the outdoors and the nature. So nature and children became really big themes of Romanticism. And so I've asked my students to include nature in their artwork this year. So every piece of art you look at, you will see something about nature, whether it's a plant or it's an animal, something they like, they enjoy from nature, they've added it to their artwork.
One of the surprising moments came from a student working on the dream house design. Instead of designing a traditional home layout, the student designed a floating house with cloud-shaped furniture and a staircase that spiraled upward like a tree. It was imaginative, beautifully thought out, and completely unexpected. It reminded me of how powerful the children's creativity can be when they are given freedom to explore their own ideas.
To produce wonderful work that is quite challenging. Sometimes students don't have wonderful ideas right away, so it takes time. They need to brainstorm, they need to do practice sketches, they receive lots of feedback from me. Eventually, also, we train and we practice technical things while we're doing that, so then finally they're ready. This here is an example where students used the concept of identity to represent themselves as a tree or a flower, a plant of their choice. So we worked on facial expressions, body languages, and then particularly this student has created so many different situations. He's drawn himself as a tree. This is the final work, of course, which is quite fascinating.
Throughout the unit, students develop a strong understanding of form, perspective, and composition. They learned how to represent 2D and 3D cityscapes using line, color, and space. Beyond the technique, they also practice their design thinkings, like planning their artwork and problem solving through construction and making creative decisions that reflect their own personal expressions. In their Gaudi-inspired and James Rizzi cityscapes, for instance, students applied pattern, color theory, architectural elements with intentions and imagination. One great example is the P3 coin design project, which had a strong connection to both math and social studies. In their homeroom classes, students were learning about the role of the money in their community, like how it's used, its value, and even its history. In art, we extended that by asking students to become the designer of their own currency. They had to think critically about symbolism, cultural identity, and visual balance, while also applying math concepts like shape, symmetry, and measurement. It was wonderful to see how they combined creativity with real-world knowledge, designing coins that reflect both personal meaning and functional design. This project truly helped bridge conceptual understanding across discipline in a hands-on and engaging way.
We chose an art competition in order to excite the community about the upcoming art show. It was about creating a creative hat with the name Concept Hat. The concept was supposed to be about nature again, as I explained before, so students could decorate, but with the hope that their hat delivered a message about conserving nature, protecting it, because it's so special. One of my favorite ones is this one. It divides the hat into two parts. One side shows what happens to Earth if we don't take care of it, if we don't make good choices. You can see bits and pieces of trash and plastic and polluted world, and there's no plant that has survived on this side. And this side shows a green side of planet Earth, of what happens if we make good choices. There's solar panels and the Earth is clean and the plants and the trees are doing so well. So I was really amazed and surprised of the community participation. I didn't expect so many families to participate, but it was a true joy to see so many families made hat with their children, and the results, as you can see, is just wonderful.